Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm Dr. Sylvia Cheney, or Dr. Cheney if you prefer, and I will be your lycanthropist for this evening. So before we begin, I suppose I should just ask, how are you feeling right now? Nervous? Well, that's completely understandable, but I'm going to do my best to get those nerves nice and settled down, okay? You've got nothing to worry about, you're in good hands. And you got plenty of time before the full moon. So, let's start at the beginning. Your chart says that this is your first time at our center. Have you been to any other lycanthropists before, or is this your first time ever? Okay, well, it is wonderful to have you. I'm sure you got a good idea of just what we do here from our website, but just to review so you know what our plan is for tonight, we're going to start by filling in your chart, just to make sure we've got all the relevant information. Then we're going to carefully restrain you on the hospital bed. And then I'm just going to do my routine checkup of your wolf form to make sure everything's in working order. Okay, great. So let's just jump in. Do you know how long it's been since you were first bitten? Gotcha. So this would make it your fourth transformation then. Alright, well, I'll tell you the truth. First year is always the hardest, and I'm sure you feel all sorts of crazy right now. But we're going to do all we can to make things easier for you, okay? So next, how have you been getting along before meeting with us? Have you been able to self-isolate, or have you gotten out before? Well, one escape's totally fine. I'll assume that was your first transformation? Thought so, okay. Well, there's no shame in that first transformation flea. Happens to practically everybody. I've yet to meet a werewolf who was fully prepared when they were first bitten. Now, during this event, are you aware if you bit anyone? Great, always good to hear. Where'd you find yourself the next morning? Middle of the woods, neighbor's backyard? Construction site. Okay, well, that's new. Glad to see you made it back in one piece. And as of now, how are you isolating during full moons? Chains, okay. What kind? Do you use neck locks, handcuffs, leg cuffs? Just hands, okay. And those keep you locked up? Do you wake up with any bruising or cuts? Yeah, that's usually why I try to steer my patients away from chains. But you're early on in your journey, so if that's what makes you feel the most comfortable, it's no worries. In the future, you might want to consider less aggressive measures in keeping your wolf form placated. In fact, if you're interested, I'd like to start you off with a dose of this sleeping tonic before the full moon tonight. It's nothing serious, just like a strong melatonin for werewolves. Would that be something you'd like to try? Excellent, alright. Now, I need to monitor your reaction here and find out your right dose before I prescribe you anything, so for now I'm just going to give you one of these 5 milligram bottles. It should taste sort of naturally sweet, like honeysuckle. Nothing bitter or weird in it. Just make sure you drink the whole thing. Alright, there we go. All done? Cool. Okay, just gonna put this away. Now, we're taking this a bit late today since I want you to be awake during our exam, but in the future, when taking this at home, I advise drinking it about 30 minutes before the full moon, so it can kick in a few minutes after you shift. Don't take it any earlier if you can help it. The medication is made to be broken down by your werewolf liver, and so it's a pretty high dose. But if you're fully human when it kicks in, you're gonna seriously pass out. And what we don't want to happen is you drink it too early and then wake up during your transformation, and then that can just be, terrifying. But speaking of medication, we are going to want to get your vaccinations done while you're here, just to be on the safe side. Oh, no, luckily you do not need a rabies shot. For whatever reason, it seems werewolves are completely immune to rabies. One of our working theories is that the curse acts as a sort of virus, and so kind of overpowers other viruses that try to enter its system. You know what you aren't immune to, though? Fleas. Funny, right? So when you transform, we're just gonna give you one little shot to keep you safe against fleas and ticks. Okay. What else? Oh, your diet. It's important that you try to eat more protein throughout the month, as it can help ease the strain transformation puts on your body. It's also a good idea to eat more carbs right before the full moon. It's like bulking up before a marathon. As far as outside support goes, we recommend downloading the Moon Map app. It's a app for werewolves to track the lunar cycle, keep on top of things, as well as just communicate with other lycanthropes for advice and whatnot. There's plenty of support groups you can join through the app, and they even have these little clubs that have nothing to do with lycanthropy, like the Crochet Club. Though, actually, I'd advise against joining that particular club, as the members can be a little intense. They had this huge scandal recently where one of the head members had been caught trying to pass an old Navy sweater off as their own work, and everyone just started freaking out. It's a whole big thing, so if you want to join, I'd give it a few weeks. Oh, before I forget, if you join the newcomers forum, someone is likely going to message you about joining them for family meals, and they're going to tell you that some nights they all get together for a video call and eat dog food as a family because it's what werewolves are supposed to eat or something. That's not true. They're hazing you. You're going to join that call, and as soon as you take a bite of the dog food, they're all going to laugh and say they got you. They say they're doing it to, bond with new members, but I think it's just mean. It's a support group, not a frat house, you know? But you do whatever you want. The company you keep is up to you. Okay, well, it looks like we've only got a few minutes before the moon's out, so I'm just going to ask you to lay down on this bed here, and I'll just strap you in to make sure you're safe. Keep in mind this is only a precaution. I have a silver pendant on under this, so you couldn't bite me if you tried. I'd still like to avoid letting you run wild right now, especially when this is only your 4th transformation. Alright, can I see this hand here? Thank you. Alright, is that okay? Too tight? Alright, perfect. And then we'll do this other one. Good? Awesome. Now, do you have any questions for me? No, I'm actually one of our very few non-werewolf employees. All our lycanthrope team members get tonight off, and tomorrow too, just in case they need a rest day. Obviously no werewolf should have to work on a full moon, so everyone who's on shift tonight is on werewolf. Oh, no, they still get paid time off. No, it's crazy. I mean, I can give you the email to our hiring office if you're interested. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Okay, so while you transform, I'm just going to be monitoring you just to make sure everything's in order. Now, don't worry about being too loud or doing anything weird or embarrassing. There's absolutely no judgment here. I just want to make sure that you're safe and healthy. Okay, while we wait, how about we practice some breathing methods? Okay. Now, obviously the pain is going to make it hard to focus, but developing the right breathing pattern can alleviate discomfort during the transformation. It can also help keep you grounded in your wolf form. So what we're going to do is just take a deep breath in, then we're going to hold it for 4 seconds, and then we're going to let it out. So it'll be like, breathe in, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out. Ready? Okay. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. Very good. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. It's okay, you're doing great. Stay with me. And breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. Good job, keep going. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. Good, you're doing great. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. And done. There we go. All better. Okay. You with me? Fully conscious? Yeah, that looks like someone who can understand me. Sometimes it can be easier to stay in your own mind if someone's there to talk you through the transformation. It leaves less room for the wolf mind to take over. Alright, now I'm gonna undo these restraints for you. Alright, all done. Before we get really into this, we need to establish two very simple things, and that's yes and no. Obviously, you can't speak, but you can nod your head, or blink, or move your paw up and down, whatever you're most comfortable with. Now, can you show me what means yes? Got it. And now show me what means no. Excellent. Okay. Now let's just practice. Are you awake? Yes. Excellent. Are you a werewolf? Obviously. Good. And is the sky green? Okay, and that's a no. Very good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just take some basic measurements so we can make sure we have all your information on record. So I'm going to start with your height. You can stay laying down. Just try not to move for me. I got the measuring tape right here. Well, my friend, it looks like you are 2 feet taller than in your human form. If you've ever wanted to join the NBA, now's your chance. Sorry, bad joke. Okay, next let's look at your eyes. Can you open them real big for me? Very good. And look to your left. Now your right. Good. Now your vision of the color spectrum has probably changed, so I'm just going to test that quickly. Obviously you can't answer what color I'm showing you, so I'm just going to ask you if you can see it, and you can answer yes or no. Okay, so this card, is this blue? Very good. And this one, this should be yellow. Can you see the yellow? Excellent. And this one, this should be red. Does it look like red to you? That's what I thought. Most werewolves have a limited view of the color spectrum, but every once in a while we find someone whose vision doesn't change. Okay, next I'm going to look at your snout. Can you scrunch up your nose for a second? Alright, now give me a big deep inhale. In and out. Excellent. Okay, looks good. Now let's look at the ears. And this one. Okay. Well, they look great. No visible irritation. However, you are more prone to ear infections now, so I'm just going to apply some ointment to be on the safe side. Is that okay? All right. Okay, and we're going to finish with these eardrops. Don't worry, they won't sting, but it's going to feel cold, okay? Okay, there we go. Done. And done. Perfect. Next, I'm going to have you open that mouth for me. Let me get a better look at the back. Okay, I'm going to count them really quick, just to make sure you have the right amount of teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly 42 teeth. Very good. You are very lucky. All your werewolf teeth came in straight. I've had clients whose teeth have come in all crooked, and there's not much we can do about that. We can't exactly make braces that only go on one night out of the whole month. Okay, now I'm just going to do a cursory check through your fur to make sure there haven't been any ticks hitching a ride on you so far. Okay. Your coat is very soft, which means you're taking care of yourself, which is great. Huh. Okay, no ticks. That's what we like to see. Next, we're gonna give you your shot. Worst part, I know. It's just gonna be one little prick between your shoulder blades. Alright, I'm just gonna wipe the area down quick, get it nice and disinfected. Okay. Alright, now look away from me. And done. Good job. That wasn't so bad, huh? Okay. So, we are officially done with the actual exam. Now, all you have to do is stay here overnight for observation, and we can make sure you're all cleaned up tomorrow morning. Here, let me grab you a pillow and blanket. Okay, let me slip this underneath you. There we go. Alright, that sleepy potion should start to kick in pretty soon. Until then, I'm just going to stay here, sit by you, make sure you fall asleep. And if you don't mind, I'm also just gonna take some notes while you're dozing off, so I get everything written down. Feel free to get comfy, I'll just be minding my business over here.